This movie is about the story of the boy that came from planet Krypton. We gotta learn how to adapt and find out who he is. It's another remake of a remake. I feel like another remake of a comic book. Replayed out on the big screen again, but this time it's different. Directed by Zack Snyder. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. And what is Movie Breakdown? Movie Breakdown is a movie review series where we look at new and old movies, give them a grade A through F, plus and minuses through count. And if there's a movie you want me to rewatch, let me know and I'll review it for you. It might take me a while, but I'll get to it and do the best I can. Now, I also want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the series. I really appreciate it. And thanks for the likes, comments, share. Please tell friends, family about this series. Now, let's go ahead and dive into today's episode of Man of Steel. Man of Steel came out 2013. This is actually, to be honest, one of my favorite Superman movies of all times. I would say that of all time. Put the Kanye gif in there, let it roll a few times. But anyway, Man of Steel is one of my favorites. Like, I enjoy the cast of this movie, from Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, to Amy Adams, who plays Lois Lane, to Michael Shannon, who played General Zod, who ended up becoming one of my favorite villains. Like, I would say top 10 as far as movie villains. Bane is up there, from Tom Hardy's Bane and Tom Hiddleston's Loki. I don't know, I put Thanos in there. Thanos is really recent. It was another classic. Darth Vader's not really up there as movie villains. But now I'm getting into another tangent. That's a whole nother conversation. But Michael Shannon's General Zod, I love it. I love Michael Shannon's acting in this movie. Matter of fact, I like everybody's acting in this movie. Now, to do this review, I had to watch this movie probably, maybe see. I ended up watching it twice on TV. I was watching Clothes at my mother's place, and I ended up watching it twice on like my own, because I had the movie on DVD. But I see this movie when it came out in theaters in 2013. Double check that. I feel like, oh yeah, it wasn't 2013. I'm pretty sure I saw it in theaters, but I probably went back home. I was in college during that time, but I think I came back home to watch this movie over summer. So I ended up watching 2013. But what I'm going with is that I've seen this movie multiple times, so many times that I take the fanboy out of myself to review this movie adequately and make sure that, hey, you guys are getting the honest thoughts of me and not my fanboy thoughts. My fanboy thoughts would sit there and like, oh my gosh, it's the greatest movie of all time. How dare you not like this movie? Oh, versus like the legit critic and the adequate person who's like, I don't know about that. Superman, Man of Steel might not be as good as people thought it was. And the reason why, to a kid, that I thought this movie, I can name as a kid, but as a young adult, why I thought this movie was a great movie was the ending of this movie. The ending of this movie is fantastic. It's like phenomenal. Like, you get like Zod versus Superman fighting each other when, like, as a Dragon Ball Z fan, it was a Dragon Ball Z fight. Like, they are literally flying through the city, punching and pounding each other and just really going at it. Like, they're going to space and come back down. Like, it's a legit fight. Like, and the music by Hans Zimmer in this movie is great. Like, that's the music, If You Love These People, it's the name of the song that plays when Superman fights Zod, like, in the city, at the boss fight at the end of the movie. Phenomenal. I love that scene. Other people don't. And the reason why, because they're literally just destroying the city. There's hundreds of thousands of people dying, or not hundreds of thousands, but a couple hundred people who are probably dying, which you do see in Batman versus Superman, like the ground view of the fight. And so some people do die and people get crushed and stuff like that. But Metropolis gets demolished, just destroyed. And yet Superman is held as a hero, which, you know, it was a Marvel movie, so maybe he held as a villain. And people will be like, oh no, that's another movie, Captain America Civil War, toss to you. But, yeah, I love the final fight scene in this movie. But that's Act 3. Majority of this movie is really slow. It kind of builds up. Like, you take time to really figure out Superman. The first act of this movie, Superman trying to figure out who he is. Clark Kent trying to figure out who he is. And, you know, things like Should he save his father? Should he not save his father? Should he show people who his powers are? Should he not show his people who his powers are? It's a really dark take. As I see in this movie, you see in the trailer where the dad is telling Clark to pretty much let the kids drown. Not his biological father, but his Earth parents. John Kent, who played by Kevin Costner, like, he's telling Clark to let kids die while, like, he's like, I don't know it, while, you know, Russell Crowe, who plays Jor-El, he's telling Superman to be himself. Be yourself, Clark. Let yourself live. Which I thought was kind of cool. Like, I like that little dynamic of it. But it's dark though. It's like, what parent tell a kid to let other kids die that he can save them because he's afraid the world wasn't ready for him. And Clark Kent breaks it down in the movie. Like, they talk about, oh well, you know, they're not ready for me. I wasn't ready to reveal my powers. I didn't know much about myself. But then you look at it in Act 2 where he does, you know, figure out himself, and he learned to fly like that. Like, he just goes and kind of start jumping, and all of a sudden he got the power of flying. Now, granted, this is a movie, so you got like showcase all this in a little bit of a section here. Like, okay, I got this much time. I got 2 hours and 30 something minutes to show everybody that, oh, he can learn how to fly. You know, he hasn't flown yet, or he learned how to use his light or like laser beams, which I think he did use as a kid. I'm not sure. But yeah, you got 2 hours and 30 minutes to reveal all this versus, like, you know, the TV show Smallville, which can take how many seasons it had, you know, 5+ seasons to figure out, whoa, this season we'll have him flying. This season we'll have him learn his hearing abilities. This season we'll have him, like, figure out the X-ray vision. So all this other stuff in this movie that, you know, the TV show got the chance to drag out. The movie had to, like, just throw it in there. Which, he gets the cape on, like, oh, he has Superman powers. He knows how to do everything. Like, when Clark became Superman in the movie, he automatically was like, all right, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Got all the confidence. I don't need to worry about anything. Oh, this guy named General Zod shows up. I have no idea who this is. First time me figure out who they are, let's try to figure out a way to stop them. Granted, Zod does, like, tell Superman right off the bat, we're gonna make Earth Krypton. Superman's like, I lived on Earth my whole life. What are you trying to do, bro? Now, some Easter eggs in this movie I do like is that Superman's from Kansas. I'm from Missouri, but Superman has a Royals shirt on, which is like, that's pretty cool. Or a University of Kansas shirt on, which the first time I watched it, I didn't see it. And I watched it again, like, okay, that's pretty cool too. Like, a little shout out to Kansas City there in the University of Kansas in Lawrence, which, you know, I didn't go there, but it's kind of neat to have a little hometown love in a big screen movie like that. So I was still a peach. It's probably one reason why I like this movie a little bit more. But, now that's me being childish, guys. But things in the movie that don't make sense. Lois Lane tagging along or getting brought onto the Kryptonian ship by General Zod. Why is Lois Lane on this ship? Why is she there? For what reason? Nothing. Like, they brought her on because how would they even figure out she's the one that that knows, like, oh, everything about Superman? Granted, she's the one who kind of found Clark's identity because Clark does not lead he leaves a trail. He's not really trying to hide the fact that he has superpowers. He does stuff obviously to show, like, oh, this dude's some kind of freak that we don't know about because we never experienced metahumans before. And Lois kind of reveals, like, she has a trail on it, but she didn't release it to the public. But Zod's like, oh, she's the one we need on our ship because reasons. So we look at that, like, why is Lois there? Why is she in this movie besides the reporter that was just nosy? Now I get it. Not Martha, but Lois Lane and Clark Kent are, you know, Superman and Lois Lane are the one of the most, you know, famous comic book couples. I get it. But she did not need to be in that on a ship. Matter of fact, as far as comic book couples in this movie, their romance is not really, like, shown very well. Like, you don't really get a sense, like, oh, they really feel romantic about each other. It's just like two people like, oh, I like you, you like me, we kiss. Oh, apparently we're a thing now. So, some writing there's like, Cass, Henry Cavill as Superman, thought he did a great job. I didn't have any complaints about him. Amy Adams as Lois Lane, no complaints. Perry White, who's played by Lawrence Fishburne, no complaints. Michael Shannon, already talked about him as General Zod. He's one of my favorites. No complaints. This whole cast is great. The movie, the cast, the crew, I like it. Cinematography, the visuals, the CGI in the movie, I liked, I love. I didn't have a complaint about any of it. Music score by Hans Zimmer, who always nails it out of the park. Phenomenal. Now, is this movie a Friday night movie? I don't say no. You don't really need to watch this movie with your friends unless you're having a superhero night and you're like, we're going to do the DC movies. This is a movie you should watch. I don't think it is. I don't think it is a movie you should watch on Friday night just for normal movie nights for everybody, because not everybody's going to like this movie. But you're a superhero fan, you will probably enjoy this movie. And I say you can watch it on a Friday night. In that case, you have a superhero movie night. Other than that, nah. Now, as far as this movie being compared to the rest of DCU movies, is it DCEU? I was DCU. DCU movies. This movie, to me, is better than... No, I don't say it's better than Aquaman. I think Aquaman was a really good one. Wonder Woman, I think it's right on par with Wonder Woman. Definitely better than Batman vs. Superman. That movie was trash. I haven't reviewed that one yet. Like, I only watched that movie one time, guys. I was in theaters. I own it and I haven't watched it since. I watched it halfway through one time. I was like, I can't do this again. I watched it one full time and halfway the second time. I was like, I can't do this. I can't put myself through this movie. I might have to get a friend on it to help me team watch this movie. But let's see here. Suicide Squad is better than Suicide Squad to me. You know, I might give it the same grading as Suicide Squad. I think it is better than Suicide Squad. I gotta see what the grading of Suicide Squad was. I think it maybe was a C or C+. Superman, kind of spoiler alert, is right there. Justice League. DC have had an average streak of movies. Besides, you know, Aquaman, no one has really been over the top or over top. It hasn't been over the top. It's been there, like just kind of or below. And Superman, grading time, Man of Steel falls in that right there. It is a C for me. This movie is just a solid C movie. It's a solid superhero movie. Solid as average. Like nothing's too bad to it. Nothing's like really. Well, besides the Lois Lane being there, like things you start nitpicking, like this doesn't make sense. But other than that, like it's kind of a slow-paced movie. It picks up when Superman fights Zod at his Goonies at IHOP and Sears, and then it to me the final fight scene is just phenomenal. To me, it's amazing. It's probably one of the best movie fights I've ever seen, and this is my opinion, guys. You probably typing no, it's not. It's not the best. To me, it's like top 10. Like I need to do a top 10 list of movie fights. I need to do a top 10 list of what was the other thing I said I was gonna do? Villains. This to me is literally top 10 when it comes to movie fights. It was so good. It went all over the place and came right back down to Smallville. Now, how did Lois Lane find him out the sky? I have no idea. One thing I would say about this that a lot of people got upset about is that Superman kills Zod. And people didn't like that. Superman doesn't kill. And in 2013, when we saw that, we were like, wait, Superman's killing somebody. As a matter of fact, I'll pull up when Batman vs. Superman came out because... Oh, okay, here we go. Found it. So, because 2013, we saw Zod was killed by Superman. Like, Superman doesn't kill. Superman's a benevolent person. He do whatever he can to avoid killing, but he snapped General Zod's neck. Now, could he move Zod up? Yes. Could he turn Zod the other way? Yes. Could he move people out the way? I doubt that one. There's a screen pitch meeting, I think, or somebody who's like, yeah, you could just move Zod out the way or pick the people out the way. Zod's too powerful. He was learning how to use his power just like Superman, so they were almost on equal footing. But Superman had an edge on him because he's been on Earth a little bit longer. Now, what I'm going to say, because it's funny people flipped out about that, but then wait 3 years to watch Batman vs. Superman, and Batman's killing people left and right, and Batman doesn't kill at all. So I was like, yo, Superman just had one death toll on his head. Batman has like 30 villains killed off in the movie. Not like main villains, but henchmen. It's probably not 30, but you know what I mean. So I didn't have an issue with that. But anyway, I'm giving Man of Steel a solid C. But it's one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. It's just a C for me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this movie review. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching this. Now, if you saw Man of Steel, what did you think? Please put it in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts. Now, last but not least, thank you guys for watching this series. I really appreciate it. See y'all next time. Keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, And tell a friend about my series. Tell a friend about Grind Towards Success. Tell a friend about the movie breakdown series. If you really like these episodes, I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. It means so much. I can't tell you how much it means. Like it's like I'll be really grateful you just told a friend and share and subscribe to the series. And thank you guys for watching this. Also, if you want to follow my journey outside of YouTube or Facebook, you can go to my Instagram page and you can follow me on my Instagram page at Ali_Zakka. It's right here. Put it right here in my face. That way you're like, where's his face at? Well, it's right behind the Instagram logo. Yeah, but you can follow me on my Instagram page. And also, if you want another episode of Grind Towards Success or movie breakdowns, you can watch the episode of Grind Towards Success right here. You can watch the last episode of movie breakdowns right there. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Keep being awesome.